just put that slide there a minute. Right, you're right, guys and girls. Welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel, Anthony Kenneth Bishop. Just doing a talk today on the PlayStation VR headset 2. Now, I'm going to be doing this article, or have a look at some of the latest news on the PSVR 2. I want to see what's going on at the moment. Right. There could be like many different things going on with the VR headset 2 right now. We've got people talking about the headset, that they're getting a sort of dead pixels on the actual headset, or the VR headset. Don't know how true that is. I mean, there's a few people getting that. I can see on the thing where you can see the pixels, and they're using stuff to try and get rid of it because of it being an OLED. Right, so there's many articles on the websites on Metro UK, which PSVR 2 sales are so slow. Analyst advises price cut to avoid a disaster. Well, I think the disaster is already happening, so you can't really stop it, even if you put it down as low as you could, or try and reduce it. People haven't got the money. And like when we've got The Verge as well, they're doing stuff about the PlayStation. Tom's guide, off to a bad start. I mean, there's loads of websites at the moment that are actually saying about how bad. And I actually saw this coming about 3 weeks before it was released. I had a feeling that it was timed at the wrong time when it comes down to VR headsets. I mean, it's not like you're going out buying a Ferrari or a car and stuff, because obviously buying a car and you spend a lot of money and stuff. And okay, yeah, a car is more money depending on what you're going to be putting into it than a headset. A headset, a VR headset, you can't eat it. You can't eat a VR headset. You can't use it to heat your housing and stuff, like electric and gas and stuff. You can't use those. You can't use it to work. I mean, it depends really on me. But with the PlayStation VR headset, it's not like a working machine. People use it for a bit of fun. I think it's just a bit of a gimmick, really, and a bit of a cliche, because we've had the first headset, VR headset, when it first came out. I think it was like over 7 years going back, around 7 years. And now there's all this stuff going on with VR headsets that no one's buying them, or they've sold a lot less than they were being told in a way. I'm just recording this actually on the, what's it called, OBS, because it's the free app, and you can basically just import stuff, like you do pre-shows, your scenes. You can have your video sources, your capturing devices, all on there at the same time. So this thing here, right, so this thing here on the screen right in front of me, just this side here, is the PlayStation VR 2 headset. Now obviously down at the bottom we've got the controllers on either side, one here and one over there. Now the controllers really don't last as long as I thought they would, and to be honest, like, they should have done it so you can put the batteries in. You have to keep charging it up. They could have done it like what the Quest 2 handsets are, where you just put the batteries in and then you're good to go. The headset is really good. It's like OLED in it. It's now this is a bit of like a grey area. It's people keep saying it's a 4K headset. It's not. It's just like upscaled. They because it's like I think it was 2,000 something pixels. Now that's sort of like each eye. So you when you combined it, it doesn't make it 4K. It makes it clean, but it's not 4K. It's and let's have a look. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look. The specs. So PSVR specs, because you would think other people would think, well, 2,000 per eye, 2,000 per eye counts as 4,000, but it don't. It's just still technically 2,000 something, but it's not combined over the eyes. Each eye is like 2,000. But it's a lot better, I'd say, than the Quest 2. It's very sharp, worth actually getting. But if you haven't got the money, don't bother yet. Just leave it until you can save up, get the money for it. I'm sort of had the money at the time, so I bought it and I test it out. And I'll tell you what, to me, it's around worth £540 that I paid for. So I paid 540 quid to me on it. I got it off their website now. Also, people were saying that the headsets are not being sold in other shops. You can only get them on the PlayStation Store. And yes, okay, that's the only thing you can do at the moment. At this point, you can only get them on the website. I don't know if they send them in the UK, like maybe Argos or something, or if on the websites of Littlewoods. I don't know. I don't think they would. I think it's just on. There's nothing on Amazon, at least I don't think. But I can't be too sure because I haven't looked on there. Where is it? Where's the specs? Okay, so so where's the specs on this? Okay, so the specs, it has a display of 4K OLED, 2000 by 2040 per eye. So that's like basically you add in that works out at 480. So 4,080 per eye. Well, not per eye, but 2040 per eye. But you don't actually double map. That's the thing. Some people double them and say, oh, well, it'd be 4,080 combined. It don't work like on a VR headset. It works out per eye. So refresh rate 90 hertz and 120 hertz. So that's going to be good for, say, if you're playing Gran Turismo. At the moment, Gran Turismo 7 is just absolutely mind-blowing. It's awesome. I've been playing in that when I can. I haven't played in it for a few days. So I'm just waiting for more games to come out. There's about 50, 60 games, but it's not even enough games on there at the moment on the PlayStation, and that's kind of a bit of troubling some at the moment. And no other sort of style apps that you could actually run on it, like Big Screen VR heads. The app Big Screen VR needs to come to the PlayStation VR. That is going to be absolutely mind blowing if they do, because the amount you could just sit in the cinema with the OLED on, it looks very, very clean. And also when you're sitting in the dark room, you'll get a really good, decent dark room. With like LCDs, you don't get that much. It's like more fogginess. Like on the Quest 2, for instance, when they brought that out, I think it was something to do because it's not OLED, and the original Quest 2 was OLED, so it was more expensive, the OLED on the Quest 1. The only reason they don't do OLEDs as well is because sometimes you get these like where the pixels, you get like a dead pixel on it. I haven't noticed any dead pixels on mine yet so far. I think you can only find them if like the screen is really white, or inside it's like really bright up, so it's like a bright screen. Um, 110 degrees field of view. So that means basically the field of view is how much you can see in the distance. Now, because I've noticed actually on Gran Turismo, right? So on Gran Turismo, there's a bits of the scene where the where you're looking in. The main bit of the field of the decent field of view is like really sharp in the middle. So when they've got this like new sort of algorithm, so when you look in that direction, all the pixels become way better. So basically, what direction you look. So if you're looking to the side a little bit, sometimes you can see where the textures or the graphics don't look as good in the distance, like on the tree. Sometimes it's still loading in, or the textures are not doing that great. But sometimes you just got to be quick. And I'll tell you what though, the eye tracking, it's got a 6-axis motion sensing system, IR camera, capacitive controller sensors, IR LED position tracking, because it's tracking. You don't need the cameras no more like you used to when you had the PlayStation VR1 headset. It's all basically all built into the cameras and the sensors in there. OLED, actually, I'll tell you what, OLED, it's like really good. It just like really red, or like depending on the colors you're seeing in there. Say if you see a red something red like a t-shirt, or something like say someone wearing a green t-shirt, you can see it really vivid. It's very sharp and vivid. That's how I can really explain like OLED and stuff. The 4K, the HDR on it, high dynamic range, is just amazing. It's got haptic on controllers headset. So when you put the feedback, so if you're in the car and you're driving a car and you smash right into them, they've got this like rumbling sensation in there, so you can feel yourself like smacking into a wall, but it's not overly sort of massively on the pressure on it, so you don't feel it massively, but you feel it enough to actually feel that you've just basically smashed your car up or something, or gone into a wall, so you still feel it. The eye tracking on it is when you're looking to like round, left, right, and up and down, works really fast. Like you need to be real fast just look left and right. It's absolutely spot on. I think those are ones for other games that do have eye tracking now. So like apparently the ounces on it is about the weight on it, where it weighs is 560 grams. So that's really actually kind of light. But I did find though, when I wear the headset, because the lenses, you need to focus them in properly to get a good decent sort of thing, depending on your IPD, I think it is. Once you get your eye done up on it and you go into the settings, there's a little thing on the back or on the top of it where you can adjust the lenses just to get the focus in, and then you've got basically the actual thing, so you can have the lens go out, in and out and stuff. So those are the two main ones you've just got to make sure you get perfect. There's the sweet spot is so tiny that you need to just actually find it. But it's actually really good. Actually really good on the sweet spot. I'd say the PSVR controllers, I would say, last, to my knowledge, I'd say probably just under 2 hours. Depending on what you're doing with them, really, actually, or what games you're playing with them. I haven't tried Horizons yet, the Call of the Wild, or the Mountains, Call of the Mountains. We'll get that at some point, but I'm mostly playing like what's it called? Gran Turismo. I've tried that kayaking game. I think that's incredible. That's one of the most incredible ones. But you play it for a couple of minutes and then you just get bored of it. Pavlov, I'm still trying to get to handle that game. It's a bit like Call of Duty, but in VR. And then just trying to change the weapons and trying to, oh, it's a nightmare. Just because you have to try and change it like you would do if you've got real ammo, real guns and stuff in there. There is 3D audio, which you have your earphones in. You can use those tiny little ones it comes with it. There's like a little thing where you plug them in. Or you can use the 3D audio PlayStation headphones, and they just work absolutely amazing out of the box. Depending on the games and stuff. I might get at some point the what's it called, Resident Evil 8. I mean, I've got Resident Evil 8 somewhere, but I think that the update, I think you've got to download the update, and I think it's free anyway. So, but I've got to try and find it because I've got it on disc somewhere. So, and I mean, I would say for the price, it's worth it because it's OLED, and obviously because it's in its infants at the moment of being a VR headset. The only downside to it at the moment is not really many apps out there, not many games that you can really test it out on. There's about, I think, 50, 60 games on there at the moment, and that's not really like enough, I don't think, to have the value of the headset in itself. But I don't know. I mean, what do you guys and girls think? Have you got it yet? The VR2 headset? Have you played it yet? Or are you going to be waiting until like December and getting it then? Or are you going to just wait until the price actually lowers? Is it a bit too expensive, being 540 quid? Well, it was 540 because I bought the got it like in 2 days, so I wanted to go for the 2-day service on that. So it just gets out to that house. And also, have you had any problems with the headset yet? Have you seen any of the like pixels, dead pixels in there at all? Obviously, with the dead pixels, I think there's no warranty on it, so you can't take those back to Sony. I don't think, at least to my knowledge, because they don't sort of service that if it's a dead pixel on it, which is a shame. That should be in there when you buy a headset for that price. It should be actually in the headset. So if you get a dead pixel on the actual screen, it can, like, why would you want to play it? And why that should be part of the problem of the headset. I think it's because it's OLED, and obviously I don't know if there's any burn-ins though, because with OLEDs though, they tend to have sometimes burn-ins and stuff, but that's the thing, sometimes in that, but we don't know yet, because I've only been having it for, I'd say, the last month, but because I've got my new YouTube, well, not YouTube, but my new internet installed now, I'm able to do more videos for you guys and girls out there. So if you want to see some games, I'll be doing some games over on my live streams soon. Also, I'm going to be doing some 2D gameplays as well. Probably doing some Call of Duty. I've just got WWE 2K23, so I'm going to be playing some of that with the rest of the guys. And you stay safe, guys and girls. And if there's anything I've missed, let us know about the headset and stuff. Is it a 540, actually 530 quid? Is that way too much for you guys and girls out there? Are you going to just be waiting to Christmas before you pick one up? I think, to be honest, I think the VR headset in itself, at this point, I think I'm hoping I'm not wrong, or hoping I'm actually really wrong actually on this, but I don't think it's, because it's not been selling much, I'm hoping it's not going to be a flop at this rate. But we do need loads of apps, we need loads of games, proper exclusive PSVR 2 games, and we need people to buy more of the headsets, I would say, as well. Even if it's just cheaper or something, or if not, I mean, just wait until it's on sale then grab it and stuff as much as you can, because it is worth, I'd say to me, it's worth it. Me, who's been a gamer for a long time and played loads of games, and I've always been playing VR games and stuff, but on and off and stuff, and I think this is going to be the future. I don't know if the PlayStation VR 2 is going to be part of the future though, because obviously we've got the Quest 3 coming out at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this year or not, but let us know what you guys and girls think. Is this the end of PlayStation VR headset 2, or do you think we're going to bring out more games in the future, and it's just going to get a lot better with the updates? And also, there's one last thing I wanted to actually mention as well. The headset itself, right? When you got the VR headset and you're doing a live stream, you can't see that little comment section up on the top. So it kind of annoys you when, say, if you've got people coming in, and like there should be a thing on it where you can add it to it, so little side screen so you could see the comments on there. That would be good if Sony could actually implement that. And also another thing I would like to see is actually big screen VR actually on there at some point, and then we could go in there. It's a great social app. You can go into the headset, watch movies with people, and you can enjoy talking to other people and interacting with them. It's just an amazing app altogether. But also, one final thing is what I would like to see is a 3D movies update. So when you put the Blu-rays in, you can watch the films in 3D. That would be big thumbs up if we can get that going, guys and girls. So we need that from Sony themselves to make it happen, because I think on the PlayStation VR 1 headset we had the 3D update, so you could watch the movies in 3D. As long as you've got the Blu-ray 3D movies, you could play it in there, but they should have done that from day one. That would have been more important, especially getting the headset out and then having it so you can watch all the formats. 4K movies you can play in there. It's amazing. 4K Blu-ray movies. I put in Batman, what's it called? The Dark Knight in there. Just freaking blew my mind. It was absolutely crystal clear and amazing. That's all I'm going to be doing for this episode, guys and girls. But do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get this video out there, and let's try and get some thumbs up, guys and girls. Cheers for watching. Stay safe. And I will see you guys and girls on the next episode.